My friend, there comes a moment when heaven begins to stir something in your spirit so deeply that even the angels take notice. You may not understand it yet, but God is orchestrating something divine in the unseen realm. Someone's heart has been quickened, moved to pursue you, to love you, and to marry you sooner than even they expected. And the reason isn't earthly, it's heavenly. It's not about haste, it's about purpose. When God speeds something up because destiny is on the line, heaven doesn't rush unless there's a reason. And today, I want to tell you what that reason is. There are moments in life when everything seems still silent and uncertain. You pray, you wait, and nothing seems to move. You begin to wonder if heaven has forgotten you. But then, suddenly, without warning, things begin to change. What once seemed impossible starts to unfold quickly, effortlessly, and supernaturally. That's when you know God's timing has arrived. Divine acceleration is not confusion. It's confirmation that heaven has moved on your behalf. You see, when God's hand begins to work, everything that once took years can happen in a matter of days, because He is not bound by time the way we are. He operates on purpose, not schedule. There is a difference between rushing and being divinely accelerated. Rushing comes from fear, from impatience, from human desire trying to control what only heaven can design. But acceleration comes from obedience, from surrender, from a heart that has waited long enough and is finally being rewarded for its endurance. When God sees that your heart is ready, begins to align circumstances, people, and even time itself to fulfill His word over your life. The angels of God begin to move swiftly to remove barriers that once stood in your way, because the season of waiting is over. For so long, you may have felt like you were standing still while everyone else moved ahead. You saw others finding love, getting married, building families, and you wondered when it would be your turn. But God was not delaying you. He was developing you. He was teaching you how to recognize His hand so that when divine acceleration arrived, you would not confuse it for chaos. When heaven accelerates something, peace always comes with it. That's how you know it's not confusion. It's divine timing. When two hearts are meant to come together by heaven's design, nothing can stop that union. It doesn't matter how much time has passed or how many obstacles were in the way. When the appointed hour arrives, the Spirit of God breathes on that connection, and everything begins to move in harmony. Suddenly, doors that were closed swing open. Communication flows easily. Barriers dissolve. It's not that things became easier. It's that the right time finally came. Divine timing carries its own momentum. You don't have to force it, chase it, or question it. You simply have to recognize it. When heaven moves fast, it's because there's a purpose attached to that speed. Sometimes God allows delay so that your heart becomes strong enough to carry the blessing without breaking under it. But once He knows you're ready, He redeems the time. Every lost moment, every heartbreak, every tear begins to make sense. You realize none of it was wasted. God was preparing you for something that needed maturity, not haste. And when He finally releases it, it feels quick, but it's been forming for years in the unseen realm. Many mistake divine acceleration for recklessness because they don't understand that heaven's speed is not measured by man's clock. The Spirit of God doesn't operate in panic or pressure. He moves in perfect purpose. What looks sudden to you was settled long ago in heaven. It was only waiting for your heart, your faith, and your readiness to align. When all three agree, divine acceleration begins. You won't have to chase it. It will find you. You won't have to question it. It will confirm itself through peace. So when someone suddenly desires to commit, when doors open out of nowhere, when love begins to flow with divine ease, don't assume it's too fast. Sometimes God moves quickly because He knows that destiny cannot be delayed any longer. The person who comes into your life may be carrying the very answer to prayers you've prayed for years. The angels move swiftly to unite what God has declared because heaven's timing is perfect. And when divine acceleration touches your life, you'll know deep inside it's not confusion, it's confirmation. There are moments when someone begins to feel an unexplainable pull toward you, a stirring in their heart they cannot ignore. They find themselves thinking of you constantly, praying for you, wanting to move forward with you sooner than they expected. To the natural mind, it might look like they're moving too fast, but in the spiritual realm, something far greater is happening. The urgency they feel doesn't come from emotion or impulse. It comes from heaven. God Himself places that holy urgency in their spirit when the time for divine alignment has come. It's not about rushing into something out of fear or desire, about responding to the gentle but powerful prompting of the Holy Spirit that says, now is the time. When heaven begins to align two souls, the angels of God start whispering direction into the hearts of both. They stir conviction in one heart and readiness in the other. The person who suddenly feels the urge to move forward quickly isn't acting out of impatience. They are acting out of divine obedience. The Spirit is impressing upon them that delay is no longer necessary because purpose is calling. Heaven knows what lies ahead. It sees the seasons you cannot yet see, and sometimes God accelerates a connection to protect both of you from missing what He has prepared. Urgency is not a result of mere attraction or infatuation. Human emotions rise and fall like waves, but spiritual urgency flows from a deeper source, the voice of destiny. God moves in mysterious ways, but when He stirs a heart, cannot rest until it obeys. The one who desires to marry you quickly may not even fully understand why they feel this way. They might try to reason with it, question it, even resist it, but the more they try to slow down, the more heaven presses upon them to move. That is the sound of divine purpose echoing in their spirit. Sometimes God will place such urgency on a person because He knows the mission connected to your union is time sensitive. There may be things He wants to accomplish through your partnership that require obedience now, not later. Maybe there are blessings waiting on the other side of that, yes. Maybe there are people who will be touched, lives that will be changed, families that will be restored because of what your union will represent. When heaven sends that urgency, not emotional, it's prophetic. Many misunderstand divine urgency and confuse it with emotional haste. But the difference lies in peace. When something is from heaven, there will be an unshakable calm, even in the speed of it. You won't feel confusion, you'll feel clarity. You won't feel pressure, you'll feel purpose. The Holy Spirit doesn't push, He draws. The heart begins to move freely, willingly, joyfully toward what it knows deep inside is right. That's the beauty of divine guidance. It doesn't come with anxiety, it comes with assurance. Heaven's urgency is often a sign that both hearts are entering into a season that has been preordained. It's as if God is saying, I've prepared you for this moment. Don't be afraid of the pace. I am the one leading. The person who feels the need to commit, to take that step, isn't being impulsive. They're responding to a higher call. Heaven has touched their heart. And when God touches something, it cannot remain still. Movement becomes inevitable, not because of desire alone, but because of destiny. There's a reason you both feel it so deeply. There's a reason the timing feels different. Heaven is shifting things into divine order, and the angels are working behind the scenes to make it happen. The Spirit of God is speaking in whispers, aligning hearts faster than logic can comprehend. And while the world may say, it's too soon, heaven says, it's right on time. The urgency you sense is not human, it's heavenly. It's the echo of God's voice saying, don't delay, my plan is unfolding now. Every union ordained by heaven carries a greater purpose than two people simply falling in love. When God brings two souls together, He's not only answering prayers of companionship, He's activating destiny. The person heaven sends into your life isn't there to complete you, but to partner with you in fulfilling what God has called both of you to do. The angels understand this deeply, and